the enzymes agents of digestion. So we want to study about the enzymes that are the agents of digestion. So without enzymes, there is no digestion, or the digestion will be very, very, very slow. Here we have documents A and B, and we want to study about the specificity of enzymes. We want to see if enzymes act on a specific substrate or they can act on any substrate. So we want to know if the enzymes can digest any substrate, or they have to digest or they digest a specific substrate. Before starting, what is the meaning of substrate? The substrate is the substance upon which an enzyme acts. It's very important, this definition. So the substrate means the substance upon which an enzyme acts. So the enzymes digest something or responsible for the chemical transformation of something. This substance is called a substrate. يعني اللي بتتقطع هي بنقلها substrate. فإذا you have to know these elements: the substrate, the enzyme, and the products obtained at the end of this chemical transformation done or catalyzed by enzymes. So substrate هي المادة اللي حتتحول into products under the action of enzymes. So substrate is the substance upon which an enzyme acts. The substrate can be starch, the substrate can be protein, peptide, maltose, يعني any substance upon which an enzyme acts on it. Here we have an experiment, and we want to check if enzymes can digest any substrate or can digest a specific substrate. Let's read this table or this document showing the experiment to demonstrate a property of enzymes, which is about the specificity. Here we have two test tubes A and B. The first one contains cooked starch with fresh saliva, and the second one contains albumin of an egg plus fresh saliva. Albumin is the protein of egg white. So the variable factor here, you can see the variable factor is the substrate, because we want to check if enzymes act on a specific substrate or no. And here, what do we have in the fresh saliva? We have an enzyme called salivary amylase. And here in the fresh saliva, we have an enzyme called salivary amylase. So we want to see if salivary amylase can digest albumin and can digest cooked starch, or only cooked starch, or only albumin. We want to check. So the first question, identify the variable factor. The variable factor is the substrate. It's cooked starch in A and egg albumin in B. 2. We want to construct a table showing the conditions and the results of the experiment. So here are the conditions and here are the results. The conditions are: 1. The substrate; 2. The fresh saliva; 3. The temperature; 4. Results. 4. The duration; and 5. Results. As you can see here, saliva is present in both tubes A and B, so I have to put plus and plus here. Here I have to put substrate, and it's cooked starch in A and albumin in B. Focus on this point. The duration is 1 hour. بقرأ من هون. We have to read هيدا الساعة اللي هون. The temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. ما بنسى أحط degree Celsius here. And the results, I have to write the results obtained. Fouling test gives brick red precipitate. من هون بخدها. And for B, violet test gives violet color. Don't forget to write the key used and the title لأنه it's graded. Name the enzyme present in saliva. It's salivary amylase. Interpret the obtained results. هون we have to learn well how to interpret هدول results that are present here. انتبهوا, during interpretation and analysis, without variable factor, you will get directly zero. You get directly zero. So any interpretation without the variable factor, you get zero directly. And don't forget to write the common conditions at the beginning. So under the same conditions, what are the same conditions؟ شو الاشياء المشتركة لهول الاثنين؟ The temperature and the fresh saliva. Under the same conditions, fresh saliva and 37 degrees Celsius. ما تنسوا أنا مش حاططهم لأنه يمكن ما لقيتها بالسمبل، بس رجعت لقيتها بعدين. After 1 hour and in tube A with cooked starch. فإذا don't forget to write the variable factor. So tube A بلزق دغري معه ال variable factor. After 1 hour and in tube A with cooked starch, Fehling test gives break red precipitate indicating the presence of reducing sugar. فإذا ال cooked starch تحول ل reducing sugar لأنه عطاني break red precipitate. فإذا in tube A and after 1 hour and in tube A with cooked starch, Fehling test gives break red precipitate indicating the presence of reducing sugar. While in tube B with albumin, Biret test عطاني شو violet color indicating the presence of proteins. فإذا إذا عطاني في proteins يعني ما في digestion. إنه أنا حطيت I added the albumin at the beginning and after 1 hour it stays what proteins. فإذا كان في protein وبقي protein. So the digestion doesn't take place here. No digestion here. But here كان عندي starch وصار عندي Fehling test. اوكي انتبهوا نحن فايلنج تيست we performed with heating. فإذا هون there is a digestion, here there is no digestion. فإذا thus fresh saliva can digest only cooked starch and cannot digest albumin. فإذا هون it's very easy. You have to read the results and what does each one indicate. Indicating the presence of reducing sugar, indicating the presence of proteins. فإذا fresh saliva بيقدر يعمل digestion للcooked starch بس ما بيقدر يعمل digestion للألبومين. والenzymatic activity هي إنه each enzyme act on a specific substrate. يعني كل انزيم بيقدر يقطع السبستريت تبعه. هيدي it's an enzymatic property لكل الانزيمز إنه كل انزيم act on a specific substrate، بيشتغل على substrate محدد لإله.